We'll do a cold read on this because I haven't actually watched this one yet. Or I read this one. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, occasionally Cortex, claims the VA system has the highest quality care. Doesn't need to be fixed. Facts don't matter though to this this chick. You know, is she trolling everybody with just being pretending? I don't know. I think she could be kind of a master troll too, in some ways. Some people say she's not stupid and she just plays stupid. But yeah, she literally does. Yeah, that's what she says. She literally doesn't know anything, right? But is that really the truth? I don't know. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said during a town hall in New York City that she thought the people needed to stop talking about fixing the Department of Veteran Affairs. The VA, she argued, provides some of the highest quality care to our veterans. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, man. According to the video footage of the event, there are some things that you're hearing today. There are some themes that we've got coming out, especially when it comes to the VA. All I can think of is that classic refrain that my parents always taught me growing up. Is that if it ain't fixed, or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. Don't fix it. That is the opening and approach that we have seen when it comes to privatization, is the idea that this thing that isn't broken, this thing that provides some of the highest quality care of our veterans somehow needs to be fixed, optimized, tinkered with until we don't even recognize it anymore. She then accused lawmakers of only trying to fix the VA to benefit pharmaceutical and insurance companies and for the profit healthcare industry. Let's see if we can just listen to it.
There are some things that we're hearing today. There's some themes that we've got coming out, and especially when it comes to the VA. All I can think of is that classic refrain that my parents always told me growing up, which is that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly, don't fix it. And that is the entire opening and approach that we have seen when it comes to privatization, is the idea that this thing that isn't broken, this thing that provides the highest quality care to our veterans, somehow needs to be fixed, optimized, tinkered with, until we don't even recognize it anymore. And here's the thing, they are trying to fix it. But who are they trying to fix it for? Is the question we gotta ask.
For those who are trying to use it?
They're trying to fix the VA for pharmaceutical companies.
Oh.
They're trying to fix the VA for insurance corporations.
I thought they were trying to fix it for the veterans.
VA for a for-profit healthcare industry.
Oh, it's always a for-profit, yeah.
People or veterans first.
Okay. See, I was under the impression.
Responsibility to protect it.
Okay, so she is there to protect it because she's the savior, right? And I was under the impression from all the statistics on the VA, just how terrible it was, and that's why we were trying to fix it, is because we had soldiers that were waiting months to get their service, you know, to get in and see a doctor, or to get the proper care given to them that they were needing and lacking. And I actually know 2 veterans that will remain unnameless that have specifically told me. Now I know 2. You could say, well, 2 could have been an aberration. It could have been just an anomaly, right? Well, then you hear about all the other thousands upon thousands that were waiting months to be seen. And I know 2 that specifically have told me about care that they didn't receive, and misdiagnoses, and going in 2 and 3 different times and waiting there for hours and getting claims denied, and then having to go, or not claims, however they do their claims, because it's, you know, covered, but having to get to see the right doctor, and just, it's a total shit show. And then she's coming out because she's got to spin it, because it's a form of kind of, you know, socialized medicine, right, where the government's taking care of it. And so she, of course, has to, being that she wants to do socialized single-payer health care, she's got to spin this thing to where it, you know, we just don't know, and it's not broken. We shouldn't fix it. Let me go on and read a little bit about this. In March 2014, former Veterans Affairs Secretary Eric Shinseki resigned after the department's own inspector general determined the VA officials had falsified records to mask the fact that veterans were being made to wait on an average of 115 days, which I can attest to with a couple of my buddies, for an initial appointment at a Phoenix medical center. At least 35 of the veterans seeking care at this facility died while on the waiting list. And while Phoenix was particularly plagued with problems, similar issues were happening at VAs across the nation. A week before Shinseki was fired, then Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel told CBS News that someone has to be held accountable for what is going on in the VA, although he said he did not think Shinseki should be that person. A report by the Associated Press in May 2015 found that even after Shinseki stepped down and promises were made to reform the department, only one in 36 veterans, roughly 894,000, had to wait at least a month for an appointment at the VA facilities across the country, and almost 232,000 had to wait more than 60 days. But it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Right, AOC? I mean, man. I wonder if she'd wait, 60 days if she had to go see a doctor, if she had a yeast infection or something that I could imagine she would have. Then I wonder if she would wait 60 days to get that taken care of. Maybe she just put a little Vagisil on there and call it a day. I don't know. But what I'm saying is this is a joke that she's trying to say what she's saying. A report by the U.S. Office Special Counsel from January 2017 found that the Phoenix location continues to struggle with significant patient wait times. Is that it? That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And apparently, according to AOC, it's not broken. So we don't have to fix it. Thanks, Rhea. I appreciate that. Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. We're so glad to have you here. Anyway, getting off that subject. But AOC, what a joke, man. Here's a little thing on, and it's not socialized healthcare, but we have Kaiser, which I don't know if Kaiser's nationwide or not, but it's kind of close to socialized, what I would envision socialized medical. My wife had to go in a few weeks back, and we had to go in at night. I thought she was having appendicitis, and we waited 4 hours before we were seen, and like 2.5, 3 hours before we actually got in. It was a total of 6 hours we were there, and in the emergency room, and it was. Just looking in the waiting room, there was crap on the ground. It just was gross, and it's heavily subsidized by like the state. I know Oregon it's a heavily subsidized one, and it's very. It just made me realize. And here's another thing. I think there's only I knew the exact specifics here. I know that total I think there's somewhere in 50 or 60 million people between Medicare and Medicaid, and I want to say there's 9 million people on the VA. I should just Google that real quick because I don't want to be totally wrong, but I think there's around 9 million people. How many people on VA? 8.92 million people are enrolled. So I was right. So there's about 9 million people enrolled in the VA. So let's just use that one for an example. Regardless of what AOC says, it is riddled with problems, and it is riddled with marginal care at best. And they have 9 million people. I just want to take I'm not going to get into the healthcare debate or a healthcare discussion with all the stats and whatnot right now because I don't have them at my fingertips. But think about this. We have 350 million people in America, and that might even be low. I think in the next 10 years, they're saying we're going to have close to 400 million, but 350 million people in the United States, and we think the government could run that and manage that better than privatization can. Now, I agree with you. There needs to be some things that need to take place to get costs under control and to get to get our hospitals and our healthcare lined out a little better. I'm not saying it's perfect. What I'm telling you is trying to put it into a socialized healthcare and having a single payer healthcare or Medicaid and Medicare for all 350 million would be a complete and total shit show. That's what it would be. And that's all I'm going to say on that right now.